Good evening, guys. Good evening. I think so. I'm live now. Good evening, everyone. Can you just confirm if I'm live and I'm audible to you? Okay. I think so. I'm live now. Yeah. Okay. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Welcome back to the fourth day of this bootcamp, where we are covering authentication and authorization. Okay. So right now we are just at authentication and authorization part will be for the last day. That is for tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Sorry for just a slight delay from my side. Yeah, Arunda. Good. Hello, Arunda. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Fine. Great. Just a minute. Let me do some little setup. That's what I moved from. Okay, guys. Good evening, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. Today also we have very less students on the live. Again, everyone will be joining at this time. Great. Yeah. Uh, Today we'll share the attendance at 7:30 itself. Yeah, remember, guys, the attendance timing will be between 7:30 and 7:45. Attendance will be there for 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes time to mark your attendance in between 7:30 and 7:45. So be ready to mark it up. Anyone after 7:45, I will not be responsible for that case. Okay. Yeah. So if there is anyone who is not yet in the session, whom you know, you can inform them about the attendance timing today, 7:30 to 7:45, not after that. I will remove the attendance link from the chat after 7:45. So please mark your attendance in between that time. Why isn't the ad over? Okay, great. Fine. So now what were we exactly completing yesterday was we were on authentication part itself. We completed the service that we created. Okay. And now today we have to move forward with the JWT. We already started JWT and we will be moving forward with that part. So first of all, again, today will be around half of the session will be theoretical and then we'll move forward with implementing that part. Okay. That's what I have planned today. So if anyone gets bored or just pop up with that, we have to cover the theoretical part of JWT, the structure of JWT, what JWT exactly is, what is the working on sign in and sign up cases and all. I have to cover everything. Okay. Without that, I cannot move forward quite. So that's important. So everyone just, if you get bored, just sit quietly, just enjoy it up because I cannot help it. We have to cover that part. Okay. So yesterday, what we did was we studied the header structure, not just header structure, whole of the JWT structure in which we had header, payload, and signature. But now we have to move forward. So before that, I also need to introduce exactly what JWT is and formal definitions I need to have. So I will again remove this part and we'll start fresh out. Okay, because yesterday after the session, I was getting many doubts regarding what exactly is JWT. Okay, so let's quietly remove this out totally. And let's get into a formal definition of JWT, what JWT is, why we require it, what is the structure, and other things. Okay, so I already told you the full form. Full form will be JSON Web Token. Okay, so JSON, I hope so you know what JSON is. JSON is a format in which we pass on data in communication in between services. Okay, so JSON is a format. So JSON Web Token. Okay, so this is a formal definition. This is not a definition that I am writing. I will explain you from my end too. Okay. Information. 1 minute. Let me collapse it up. Yeah. So let's securely transmit information. If there is spelling mistake, you can just ignore it. Now, what's written in the formal definition? So JSON Web Token is a compact URL safe token format used to securely transmit information between two parties. Now, what are two parties am I discussing about? So two parties involved over here are client and server. Okay. So these are the two properties over here. Now, in case of your normal authentication case, you have login ID. Sorry, you have username, you have user password. So, separate from that convention, what we are doing is we are using web tokens now. That is tokens. So tokens, if you want to define more form, not so formally, You can call it as a key. Okay. So suppose you have a lock. Okay. I already defined token as a key to a lock or as bypass key. So you have one key that is your username and password. That is one key that you have. After that, there could be one more bypass key. Okay. So the till the point when you have that bypass key, you actually do not need the actual key. That's what our token is. Okay. And we'll study the structure too. Do not worry about that. Okay. So just remember your JSON Web Token as a key to your lock. Okay, that's what JSON Web Token is. So yes, yeah, fine. Okay, yeah. So now what are the properties that I have in my JSON Web Token? So I have around three properties. Okay. So the first property that I have, let me add a small heading to it, named as properties. Okay, so properties in this case. So first property that I can define in this case is stateless. What does a stateless actually means in this case? What is a state and what does a stateless actually means in this case? Okay. So in this respective case, a stateless means that all data is inside the token itself. So yeah. Now, you have a token, right? Now all required data will be in the token. So that's why we studied about the structure. Okay. In the structure, we had three parts, and all three parts contain information about the user. Okay. Whatever data you need, it's all present in a token. You do not need any external metadata along with the token. Okay. Normally what happens is to identify a user, you also need some external metadata, but not in this case. So JWT is a stateless kind of authentication. Okay. Yeah. Hi guys. I think so. You can stop with hi and bye. Okay. Okay, so this is the first one, and the next one is signed. Okay, so the next one is server can verify authenticity. Okay, the next one is signed. It means whatever server we have, okay, on the server side, we can actually verify is my token authentic or not. Okay, so authenticity of your token is always verified by the server, not by the client. Client is user, we are clients. Okay, we are users, so we are called as clients. Now, server is the service or else the backend. Okay, along with the backend, all other services I'm talking about in combined. Okay, so the authenticity of your JWT token is verified by servers, not by clients. Remember this, okay? Now, there was one more thing. What type of encoding to be used in this case? So, base 64 encoding is used in your JWT. Okay? So, remember base 64 URL encoded. Okay? So, base 64 URL encoded is used in this case. Okay? So, for what is it safe? So, safe for URLs and HTTP headers. Okay. So these are some three properties that we have. We have many more. Okay. Functionalities also we have to discuss. Okay. So statelessness, signed, and base 64 URL encoding. These are the three properties that we have. Okay. I hope so. There is no doubt till this point related to JWT. Okay. Just remember, it's a key. Okay, it's a key. Key to what? Key to a lock. Okay, whatever thing you might be. There is a primary key. There is a primary key known as your user password, but after that, there is also a bypass key. That is my token. Okay, fine. Hey guys, is it clear? Yeah, Abhijit. Good evening, Abhijit. Structure of JWT. So again, we will get back into the structure of JWT. We already started it yesterday, but we were not able to complete that up. Okay. Yeah, hi guys. Hi, it's 7:13. You can stop with hi, okay? Yeah, hi others. Hi, Ayushi. Hi everyone. Yeah, Vijay, can you tell me about the request that you made yesterday after the class? And before closing the class, I should call your name. You did not told me what exactly are you gaining out of it. If you tell me a genuine reason what you're gaining out of it, I will call your name. Okay? Yeah, Mini, namaste. Yeah, Vijay, I'm talking to you. Okay, structure of JWT. Okay. So we already discussed we have three things in JWT. What are three things do we have is header, payload, and signature. Okay, header, payload, and signature. Let's discuss what all three things we have in this case. Yes, Rohit, hello. Yes, Sally, hi. Yeah, guys, I think so you joined late. Let me tell you once more. I will share the attendance form at 7:30 and I will close it at 7:45. Today, the attendance will not be shared at 7:45. So whoever is there, please mark your attendance on time. If you get delayed, I would not be able to help you. What is base64 URL encoding? Base64 URL encoding is a type of encoding methodology. Okay. Yeah. So let me bring in a example of my token. Okay. So sometimes what is the structure of token? I'm going to explain you. Wait, don't you have a patience, little patience? Yeah. So this might be a kind of example for JWT. Okay. So three structures, three parts, header, and then payload, and then signature. Okay. So now let's understand what all each thing separately understands. Okay. Is base64 encoding is secured? Yes, this will secured. That's why we use it. So it's called a short out format forward special. Oh, which is okay. I'm not a gaming streamer, but no problem. I will do a sort. The problem is if I start with you, I will have many more requests. Okay. Properties in short. Prachi, the properties that we discussed were three properties. First one was stateless. Stateless means whatever data you want to have, everything is in token itself. There is no separate section of metadata or anything else that we can call. Next one is signed. Signed means that server will be verifying this JWT token. Okay, so authenticity of the token will be verified from the server end. The third one is base64 encoded. So whatever token I get, it is base64 encoded and it is always safe for URLs and HTTP headers. Okay, fine, guys. Okay, now let's understand the structure of JWT. So in the structure of JWT, the first thing that I explained yesterday was header. Okay. So what is header? So my friend attended this whole class yesterday, but unfortunately she could not make the attendance. What to do, sir? See, if you missed out any attendance, there would not be any kind of help that I would be able to do because I already told you that please do not miss the attendance. Why? Because once the day is over, attendance gets closed and it's not in my hand. Okay. So the yeah, so the work of my header is it is used to define yes many AI creation. Okay, guys, can you come up with some simple names? Okay, yeah, so it is used to define algo or else algorithm and token type. So two things will be there in my header. What are two things? Algorithm as well as the token type in that particular algorithm. Okay. So the structure I already explained you. How will the structure be? So the structure will be something like this. Okay. In this case, I will have ALG. Okay. And in ALG, let's suppose I'm taking HS256. HS256. Along with ALG, I will have TYP. TYP signifies the type. So type of algorithm that I'm using, or else the type of token I'm using. So the type will be JWT in this case. So this is a kind of header. Now again, when I send a request, the header will not be as it is right now. It's showing you. Okay. When I send a request, it will get encoded and whatever possible things will happen. So this is header. So header is used to define your algorithm and token type. Two things are used to be defined in header. Okay, fine. Okay, what is the next thing? So the next thing that I have in this case is payload. Okay, guys, you can wait. If there will be any doubt, I will give you time after this structure thing, and then you can ask it up. Okay. Yeah, Ragini. Good evening, Ragini. It's 7:18 now. Okay, now what is the next thing that I have? The next thing that I have is payload. So header contains these two informations. What exactly does my payload contains in this case? Okay, so payload will contain user data. Okay, we can simply write that it contains data related to user. to generate token. Okay. So whatever user data I need to have, that's what is there in payload. Okay. ID, user ID, and the role of the user as well as the expiry time that I can take it up. Okay. So I have three things in my payload: user ID, then I have a role, and then expiry time. Now, role is not essential, but ID is too essential. Without ID, you would not be able to generate any JWT. Okay. Okay, that's important. So let's take my ID as 123, and then let's take my role. Again, remember, guys, these all structures are in the JSON form. Okay, JSON format. So whatever I'm writing, if you're getting confused, let's go on a separate line. Then it will be much more easier for you to understand. So it will all be in JSON format, nothing different. Okay. So role, just give him a role of admin. Suppose he is my admin. So role will be admin and EXP. EXP stands for expiry. So it will be given in milliseconds, not seconds, milliseconds, whatever time. Suppose I gave this time as something. Okay. So this is my EXP. EXP. Again, I explained you what EXP is. So after that designated amount of time, your token is going to be expired. That's what EXP actually means in this case. Okay. Now, what's the next thing? The next and the last thing that I have over here in this case is signature. Okay, signature. So I already told you that your JWT is signed, or else it has a signature. Okay, that's a thing that I told you. Now let's understand what signature is used for in this case. Okay, so signature ensures integrity. What does ensure integrity means? Okay, verifies token if it is tampered or not. Okay, it means it verifies the validity of the token. Signature is used to verify the validity of the token. Okay, so if my token is valid or not, if there is some tampering in midway or the token that has been given to me is wrong, something like that. Okay, so that is my signature. Now, how is signature created exactly? Created by. Now, how exactly am I creating the signature? Okay, so signature is created by header plus payload. Okay, signature is created by header plus payload. Now we have to hash header plus payload. So header plus payload is hashed, and this leads us to a signature. Okay. Now this is not enough. Along with this, we also add a secret key. So to the signature, we add three things: hash form of header plus payload along with a secret key in this respective case. Okay, so created by hash of header plus payload with a secret key. That's what I have as a form of signature. What is the use of signature? It ensures integrity for my token. Okay, integrity. Okay, fine. Is it clear, guys? Till this point, rewards, header, payload, signature. Simple. Very simple thing to remember. If I were to join the bootcamp on its second day, would I still be eligible for study? Yes, you will be eligible. No need to worry. One day is actually manageable. Okay, fine. Guys, is there any doubts till this point? Anything that you want to ask? If you do not have doubts, I will move to JWT life cycles. That means how exactly things occur in JWT. That's what is my next concept to cover. Is there any specific date that is specified? No, there is not specific date. You have algorithms. Suppose I'm using JWT services. So JWT has a data. Okay, JWT has a data over where it has a list of all the tokens with its expiry time. Okay, so that's their part of work that needs to be done, and it's not actually my part. Okay, secret key is assigned by the user. I will assign it up when we write the code. In that case, I'm going to assign a secret key, and over there, you will understand what secret key means. So it's a secret key is a simple plain text. Okay, whatever you want to add as a user, it's a simple plain text. So it's a user defined part. It's not a like server defined part. It's user defined part. See, if you are using JWT, obviously the algorithm is going to be used, like it's going to be selected on its own also. But if you want to change it up, yes, you are free to do that. Is there anything else? Anything more? Guys, if you have any doubts, just add it up, okay? Actually, if everyone starts replying to you, there will be flood in chat, okay? So, hi everyone. Let's go coding. Yeah, we still have some time in coding. Just wait. When you will upload attendance link, guys, I don't know when I will upload it. I told you I will be uploading it at 7:30. We have 5 more minutes. So in between 7:30 to 7:45, does payload contains your data? Yeah, it contains your data. It contains your ID. See, in a database, anything that can like identify you is your ID. So it contains ID and it will be able to identify you. Yeah, ARMR, we will be implementing the token part, but token breach we are not going to actually implement in this use case. If there's anything more, if you have doubt, just post it first, okay? Then we can move forward with the cycle. Not cycle, but actually life cycle. Fine, I think so we can move forward. So, how does signature ensures integrity? Signature ensures integrity. See, signature is a special key that you get, okay? So you hash your header, you hash your header with password. Sorry, password, not payload. Sorry. So you hash your header with payload and you get something, okay, after hashing. Along with that, you add a secret key, and that is again, a different kind of token that you can use to identify if it is valid or not, okay? No, Rahman, we are not actually discussing things that deep into the concept. We are kind of sticking to freshers or else a kind of like new beginners for this case, okay? Okay, fine. So let's move to my JWT lifecycle. So what does JWT lifecycle mean? So how does things work in my JWT? Yeah, Rahman, thank you. Okay, so JWT lifecycle. Now, what happens when I sign up? What happens in other cases? So we need to check the signature or to check if the token is tampered or not. Yes, we need to not exactly you, but the server. JWT server needs to check it, not you. Okay. Yeah. So in my life cycle, what happens? The step one that I have is my user login. So in case of user login, what should be the steps that should actually happen in this case? So whenever a user logins for the first time, he or she uses credentials. Okay, uses credentials to log in. In this case, he or she uses credential to log in. Now, so in this case, once the credential is used, so our server will verify credentials. So it's like you add password and username, and your username and password is verified. That's the first step. Once you have been verified over there, the next step will be so if valid, if your user credentials are valid, in this case, the server will create a JWT, okay, with user info inside payload. Okay, remember the user info goes inside the payload. So first step, user login. You add your credentials, you add your login username, you add your passwords. Once your username and password is valid, you move forward and using your like details, user details, a JWT token is created. Okay, a JWT token is created. Now, let's go with a structure. What structure I can have. So I already showed you the structure, but again, let's go with the structure. Okay. So first is my ID of the user. Let's go with 123 again. Then I have next thing that is my role of the user. So role, I will keep it as user itself in this case. The next thing is I at. What does I at means? I at means issued at. Okay. I at means issued at. So let's suppose we have some values. Issued at is this. Then I have exp. So it is the value of expiry. Okay. So if I have expiry in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. So I'm writing a random number. So do not sit and calculate this timings. It's a random number that I have written. Just remember what is the structure we are using. ID, role, IAT, and it's exp. IAT is issued at, exp is expiring. So these are the timings. Okay. Role is what role does the user has. ID is user ID. Okay. So this goes into payload directly. And by using this, we are going to generate my token. So this is my step one. Now the second step is my step two, where JWT is sent to the client. Okay. So my server created a JWT, but right now I do not have my JWT token on the client side. Okay. So server sends JWT to client. So that's my second step. Server sends JWT to your client. Okay, fine. Now, in this case, server signs the token. So again, I talked about signature. Okay, so server will sign the token uh, with its secret key. So we define some secret key and we have to sign the token with that. Why? Because we need to actually test if my token is valid or not. We need that testing. So we need that verification. So for that, we are adding a secret key signing to my JWT token. Once it's done, token is sent back to the client. Okay. Now, who is client? I told you who is client. We are the client. We users are the client. Backend service is different. Front end clients are different. Okay. We users are the client. So token is then sent to the client. Now, where exactly do we store this token? So this token is stored, as you can wait. It's just 31. Wait a minute. Let me complete this part. I will share it up. Okay. No need to write present. Local storage. Okay. Or else session storage. Okay, so the token that gets generated and that gets added is stored in local storage as well as or else the session storage that we have in our browsers. Okay. Now remember, this is a temporary storage. Until the token gets expired, it will be stored. Before the token gets expired, it will not be removed. Okay, remember. So it's like until you die, you will be in your home. When you are when you die, after that you will be kicked out. Like I'm not talking about that cruel term, but just take an example. Okay, so it's like until you expire, your token gets expired. It will be in your local storage. After expiry, once the client knows that the token has expired, it will remove it out of the storage. Okay. I miss my logo. Okay. Huh? Mohit, are you living in future? Mohit, can you just read your statement once? Sorry, sorry. It was just a shock after reading tomorrow's attendance. Okay, wait, I'm sharing the attendance. If he's asking for tomorrow's attendance, he's telling that I missed my tomorrow's attendance. Not yesterday's, but tomorrow's. Okay, I'm posting the attendance. Just wait a minute. I will pin it on the top. Yeah, I have pinned the attendance on the top exactly at 7:33. I will wait till 7:45 and then I will remove it up. Okay. Yeah, whoever is there, they can mark it up. Now let me move to the next thing. The step three that I have. So the step three that I have is now client makes request. Client makes request. Okay. So what request is client going to make? So we need to use this number only for the see, these numbers are not valid. I wrote a random value. I told you do not sit and calculate it up. I wrote a random value. Okay. No, these numbers are see these numbers will be generated and added automatically. You do not need to worry about that. Okay. I was explaining the payload structure. So it is the work of your backend service to add these numbers, not your. So do not worry. Okay. So exactly JWT will be adding IAT and EXP time. JWT will be adding that. Okay. So you just have to give a number. You won't expire in 1 hour, 2 hour, 3, 4, or 24 hours. So it's not your thing to worry. Yeah. So the step third is so every time. a request is made from the client, okay, to server to verify the token. Okay, so if it is valid or not, to verify it out, we make a request. Okay, the request is there. Now, a server is there to actually work upon this request, and it needs to decode the header and payload and verify the authenticity of the token. Okay, server needs to extract token from your request. So the request that you made will contain other data. So from there, server will extract your token and then it will decrypt or else it will whatever be doing. सर पढ़ने में ध्यान नहीं लगता क्यों शिवम क्यों नहीं ध्यान लगता है decode header and payload decode header and payload. Okay, once the server gets this up, you have to decode like not you, the server will be decoding header and payload. Okay, so now in this case, there's one more property, one more thing that we need to compare. Okay. So we need to compare computed signature with the one in token. Okay. So when the token gets generated, a signature is stored. Okay. We need to compute, sorry, we need to check that signature with the token, sorry, with the signature that I'm computing right now. So now if it matches, if both the signature matches, if they match, in that case, valid. If they do not match, in that case, it is invalid. That's the two thing that I have. Okay. If they do not match, in this case, I have invalid condition. That means the token is invalid. If both the signatures, remember, I am matching the signature. I'm not matching any other thing. I'm matching signature. So if signature matches, in that case, I am going to give a true statement or else valid statement. If it does not matches, in that case, it's invalid. Okay. If yesterday's attendance is missed, I cannot help you in that case. Okay. Guys, is there any doubts? Guys, is there so does the server checks every request sent by the user as in it checks every task which is done in the website? Yeah, so every login request that you do in every login request the server, it means the JWT server, not my server, but JWT server will be checking it up. Yeah, Mohit. Okay, you told tomorrow's attendance, right? Someone told tomorrow. Now, see, one day of attendance is missed. No problem with that. Okay, you can manage. Okay. What is IAT? I stands for issued. At is at. Okay. At what time was this token issued? That's what IAT means. Yeah, this is why you are too late right now today. I think so. Or else it's your first chat at 7:37. Attendance have been done. It's currently going on. It's currently going on. Yeah, guys, mark your attendance. Okay, I have to move again. Now the next thing that I have is uh, the next thing that I have is we have to go into expiry and refresh token. Okay, so how does expiry works and what does refresh token means? Okay, we have to go into that. Okay, what are three main components of JSON Web Token and how are they structured? How many times do you want to listen about these things, Abhijit? Header, payload, signature. HPS. Remember it in the short form also, whatever form you want to remember. HPS, header payload signature. Not only login, but get or post request to check if you have a protected route. In that case, the token will be verified. If the route is not protected, the token is not going to be verified. Yes. In get or post request, if you are making a request to a protected route, obviously it needs to be verified. Is there any specific data date that is specified by expiry? See, In JWT servers, in JWT databases, it might be there, timings and dates, okay, because they have a timing at what the token should expire. Getting to it. Okay, can we move forward? Can we move forward? Guys, with your due permission, if you allow, can we move forward? Sir, that was question and that I have asked you before in the chat box, and I have got the answer also before. Yes, there is one. Then why are you posting it again? If you got my answer, so why are you posting it again? That's a genuine doubt that I want to ask you. I will give you 2 days. You want 2 days or 3 days? I will give you 2 or 3 days. Do not worry about that. Okay. Okay. Let's move to the next thing. Let's discuss about tokens, expiration, and refresh token. That's the last theoretical concept I have. Let me proceed for what happens if the request is rejected. If the request is rejected, it means there would be a case that the token could be invalid. In that case, a new token gets created. That's what is done. And I was going to discuss that part only. So let's move forward with that. Okay. Okay. So in this case, the next heading is expiration and refresh token. Okay. Expiration and refresh token. Oh, what the heck? Okay. So first thing is SS token. Spelling of token. Now, SS token is a short-lived token, okay? Short-lived token. It has expiry of very less time. For example, it has expiry of 15 minutes. That's what SS token is. Now, after SS token, we have one more thing. That is refresh token. That is refresh token. So, a refresh token is long-lived token, okay? Expiry time would be around 7 days or more. So this is long-lived token. So two parts, SS token and refresh token. Yeah, 7:45. It's not yet 7:45. I will remove at 7:45. Be ready. Guys, just remind me up at 7:45. Okay. Now, why do we exactly need this? Okay. So if SS token expires, if my SS token expires, okay, client uses the refresh token to get a new SS token. So for this case, I need SS token and refresh token. What if my refresh token also expires? Then you again start it from the scratch. When you again generate a new refresh token, a new SS token, again the thing goes on. So SS token is a short-lived, refresh token is my long-lived token. Okay. Remember, if my SS token expires, I will use my refresh token to generate that SS token. That's what the purpose is right here. Okay. Yes, guys, 3 minutes more. Yeah. Again, post your doubts, whatever you have till this point, and then I will be moving forward with the practical part. Okay. Okay. Fine. Is the refresh token maximum limit? No, refresh token, SS token are two separate entities, and refresh token is not a maximum limit. Refresh token has a large duration of time, but it's not a maximum limit. Why don't you use Excel Draw? I can use it. It's not a restriction for me, but I just do not use Shivam Sani. Yeah, Mohit, they will mark it up, Mohit. No need for you to tell that they should mark some logo 745. If they want, they will mark. If they will not be able to mark, then I will not be helping them. Okay, fine, guys. 1 more minute. I will wait for 1 more minute. Why does SA token cannot live above 15 minutes? See, not above 15 minutes. I gave you example of 15 minutes. It can range between 15 minutes to 1 hour to 2 hours. Okay. So, but it will not be in days, but it will be in hours. Okay. Abhijit, I do not know if my memory is sharp or not, but I remember your name. Okay. Because from the first day, I'm seeing this name doing something. Okay. In the chat. Not just positive, everything. Yeah, guys. Anything else? Anything else? Just fast. We have 1 more minute. And then I will remove the attendance form and then tata bye bye for everyone who hasn't added the attendance. 7:45. Should I remove now? Yes, I should remove it now. Guys, I'm going to remove it up. Everyone is done, right? No one is still there to mark your attendance. Okay, fine. It's fine. Okay, yeah, let's move to the next thing. Okay, let's. Okay, Abhishek, thank you for that. Okay, I will. I will take a name. Okay, yeah, Ashik. He is a kind. Ashik. Yeah, he is a kind of Heisenberg. What I meant saying, let's say Facebook, when we are logged in and say the password, we don't need to re-log in. How do we achieve it? Yeah, we can discuss that. Okay, you can wait. I will discuss the use case scenario of Instagram and Facebook tomorrow. How exactly they're working over there. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's move to the code. Let's move to the code quickly. Now, we do not have much things to add. We have already added the routes. We have already created them up. We need some more extra things in there. Okay. So let's add those extra things that we need in the already existing code that we have created. So we have 15 minutes. We will add everything that's needed. So the first thing that we need is to install JSON Web Token. Okay. So we need that for our project. So JSON Web Token needs to be installed. Then I will call my JSON Web Token. So const JWT is equals to require. What am I requiring? JSON Web Token. Okay. So const JWT is equals to require JSON Web Token. Is attendance done? Is attendance is already done. I am not joking today, guys. I'm pretty serious about that today. Attendance is done. It's already removed. So I cannot help you. Okay. Yeah. Today attendance timing was 7:30 to 7:45. Okay. Fine. Yeah. So I have imported this up. Now what's the next thing? Next thing is I have to set up my secret key. So I told you the secret key was user defined. So JWT underscore secret is equals to. Okay. Now let's go with any secret key. So as I told you, it's username. I will set it as my secret key. You can set it anything that you actually want from your end. Okay. So I'm setting my JWT secret key as my secret key. Now in case of register, I am not going to do anything with the JWT, but in case of login, I need to define my JWT. It means I need to have my token generated. So I will leave my register out as it is, but I will move to my post of login route. Okay. So in this case, I will change some of the things that are, I will remove this part. Okay, so if and else, sorry, I have to remove the if first of all, and let's write a new code in this case. Okay, so if there is a match, then I have to generate a token. If there is a match, in that case, I will be generating a token. We add a special character as well as you can add a special character to JWT dot sign. Okay, so const token is equals to JWT dot sign. And now, what all things am I going to send in this case? So the first thing I'm going to send is my username. So user dot username. Okay, this will be my first thing. In before cases, I was also sending user ID. So I can also send username also. Okay, it's my choice now. So JWT underscore secret will be the next thing that I am sending. Along with that, I have to send details. What details? Expires in. Now I will set a timing in what number of hours should this get expired. So I'm setting the timing as 1h, that is 1 hour. Better give gap between changing codes so that we can change it in user. What? Better give gap between the changing code so we can change in your side. Why do you want to change the code in my side? Okay. Yeah, so const token is equals to JWT dot sign. It's a function. In this case, I am sending two things, not two things, exactly three things. One is my username, okay, and second one is JWT secret. Another one is expires in. I mean time. I'm not getting what exactly are you speaking. Okay, so expires in. You can set it up whatever time you need for this to expire. So once this is done, then I will send a status or response. So response.json along with a message. And what message can we add special? I already told you menu whoever was that. You can try using that. Okay, special characters. We told you just try using that. Login successful. Okay, login successful, and I will send my token as a response. So token that is generated will be sent as a response. Else condition will remain as it is. We are not going to change anything in the else. Only we needed to change in my if condition. Okay. Sorry, I didn't catch it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Try using it. If it works, then fine. If it does not work, then it's not fine. Fine, guys. Okay. Fine. So this was the code. Now, this code will be used to generate. Okay, will be used to generate. So this part was confusing me. What confusion are you getting? Okay, we are just what we are doing is we are just generating a token. Okay, we are just generating a token. Now, what token we are generating? We are generating a JWT token. Okay, in which we are passing username and we are passing JWT secret that we already defined on the top. This was my JWT secret, and then I'm passing my expiry time. In what time should it get expired? That's the three thing that I'm sharing. Okay. Okay. Now what we can do is we can also define one more route, that is protected route, to send my request to my JWT. So in this case, I will define app.get. Let me go somewhat fast. We have some less time. Okay. Request from a response. Guys, whoever is late, let me tell you, attendance is already done and I'm not going to share it again. So better come tomorrow for your last day attendance. Better is equals to request dot headers authorization. Okay. So I have to send this for authorization because it is a protected route that I am defining. So if not equal to auth header, if not equal to auth header, in this case I will return. So in the first case, I'm checking if I have a token or not. In the first case, I'm checking if actually I have a token or not. So res dot status and status code of 401. Okay, 401, and then JSON and the message. What message I will be giving? That token missing or else something else. So I will set it as token missing in this case. Okay. Attendance, yeah, Deepansh, attendance is already done, Deepansh. You are late by 15 minutes. Okay, so const token. So if I already have a token, in that case, I will send it in my auth header. So auth header dot split. So the part is splitting those token on the basis of space. Okay. Yeah, if you do not get this part, I will not force you up. If this part will be kind of complex. So if anyone is not getting this part, no need to worry. I'm just adding it up more. Okay. So we have some time, so we can actually write this up too. Okay. So token JWT underscore secret, and I am verifying my token in this case. Okay, I have to verify if I have a token and that's valid or not. So if I get an error in this case, I will know that the token that I have is actually not valid. Okay, so 403 dot JSON message, and message will be invalid or expired token. Okay. Yeah, we still have 5 minutes. Let me complete this part. And if there is no error, if I think there is no error, in that case, I can send a response. So res.json telling my user message, and okay, this should not be in double inverted commas. And there should be one more thing that I missed out. Curly braces. Yeah. So the message will be profile data assessed. Okay. So this will be okay. Now, what's happening in this route? We are just checking up first case if we have a token. Yes, if we have a token, then we will move forward with taking out the token and we will verify the token. Okay, JWT.verify, and everything is fine. If everything is fine, then we will move forward with allowing the user to access this route. Okay, so what is protected route? Protected routes are the routes that will be accessed only if you have a valid JWT token. Okay, can you send once again attendance? Darshan, no Darshan, I will not be sending attendance again. I sent attendance for 15 to 20 minutes. I don't think so you were there, okay? So if you were not in the class, so I cannot quite help you, okay? Yeah, guys, so this is the code for my JWT part. We will be adding much more things in tomorrow's session, and we have to cover my authorization now for tomorrow's session, okay? So we'll understand SS levels and all. Again, some of the theoretical concepts, most of the theoretical concepts will be there for tomorrow also. So hope so you do not get bored for tomorrow's class, okay? Fine, okay. So now let's end it up here and we'll meet you tomorrow at the same timing. And let's see what all things more can we cover, and we'll discuss about assignments and other things also tomorrow, okay? No, menu, I will not, like, we will not be covering OAuth and MFA. Okay, multi-factor authentication is not in this case. How do we get our certificate? I will explain that tomorrow, okay? You have to submit assignments and other things. So after that, you will be getting your certificates. Okay, guys, whoever has marked their attendance, they can move out, they can exit the class. And whoever is not there, I cannot help you now. And yeah, let's end it up here. Thank you, guys. Bye bye, sir. Goodbyes. Please. Yeah, Abhijit. Yeah, I will call your name, Abhijit. Okay, happy? Yeah, guys. Thank you, guys. Bye. Good night, guys. Bye. Yes, Shivam, I would love to mentor every student whoever is there. So if you want to get mentorship from me, just contact operation teams on DevTown or whatever possible, okay? Wherever you can. Even if you want to get in touch with me, you can. You're free to do that. But if you want to have some lectures and all, you can get in contact with DevTown team. You can fill up the contact form. And I would also love to mentor whoever comes to me, okay? Yes, Ragini, thank you. Ragini, bye. Due to technical issue, I can't submit my attendance. I gave you 15 minutes. Ashutosh Singh, I gave you 15 minutes. Yeah, trophy for Abhijit. Okay. Yeah, guys, it's my time to take a leave and we'll meet you tomorrow. And bye bye. Thank you. Good night, guys. Have a great and wonderful night ahead. Bye bye. Yeah, Abhishek, bye. Good night, guys. Good night, guys. Thank you.